All right. All right, everyone. We are back. We are back for episode 24. 24 of Stub Love Live. And hey, man, we got an OG on tonight. Got an OG on. I see we got Papa Jim in the house. We got Taylor Hamilton in the house. Man, I see we got all kinds of people. Oh, here we go. We got Mark Townsend in the house. He's our guest tonight. See Jamie Brzezinski. Woo! Woo! Big. Big, big. Let's see if Mark can get in. I see Tickets to History. Josh Eisenberg. Woo! Big ones. I don't see Mark logging in. Oh, let's see if we can get him in. Mark, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to see if I can add you. Make it a little easy on you. All right, I just asked you to join, Mark. So you should be able to get on right now. Ah, here he is. The man.
Nothing's easy.
That's all right. We got you right on. We got you right on. The glasses are new. The glasses are new.
You know, it happens when you get old. They're first close-ups, but yeah, it makes me look intelligent.
Yeah, it does. Very studious.
Yeah.
So I appreciate everyone coming on. So Mark is Balltown12 on Instagram. Mark never knew anything about Instagram. And then I asked him to come on the show. He formulated an account, and now he's on, and he's watching, and he's following, and now he's a guest, and now he's a tech legend. So I appreciate you doing that, Mark.
Well, I appreciate it. Appreciate the knowledge to get me here.
Well, Mark has had a website for a very long time that is dedicated exclusively to ticket collecting and to buying tickets. Up Justin Sutterfield saying, Mark, the ticket legend, and it's true. Your website is Tickets from the Past, correct?
Correct.
And talk to me a little bit about how long you've had that operational and what you put on it, how frequently you update it, what you're selling.
Well, I'm a painting contractor, and around 2012, I was doing a job for a lady who was a lady that created websites. So she offered me a chance to put a website together, and we did it. And so it's been about 12 years with the website. I've been doing tickets at shows for probably close to 20 years now, I guess. At one point, it was some tickets, cards, memorabilia. And then as the market grew, as more tickets, less cards, less memorabilia, and it's where we are today.
So if anyone doesn't know, Mark sets up at the National every year, and you've kind of been specializing in tickets for, now this will be your 8th National in Cleveland, correct?
Correct, yes.
So,
And all the nationals have been ticket oriented. Let's put it that way. Back in 12, which was my first national, you couldn't survive just doing tickets. So you had to sell other things. So we sold cards, we sold memorabilia. We'd go to the auction houses and dump some stuff off to make everything profitable in a sense. And it probably wasn't until 15, 16, the ticket market really started to catch up. And then we realized, okay, we've got something happening here. And so we are where we are right now.
yeah. So you'll be in Cleveland this year.
Yes.
You were in Chicago last year, and we saw you, and you had a great booth, great sign, great setup. unfortunately, your location was one of the ones where the AC went out a little bit there for a while, and I felt really bad for you and your wife.
Yeah, it was a hot spot. It was, I have dreams at night about the National, and you find your booth, and your booth is in a little room that's 5 stories up away from the main room. And I felt like when we hit the National in Chicago, like I had this big wall there. I couldn't see anything. It's like, oh, this is my dream come true. And then the heat started happening. It's like, holy cow. And the promoters didn't really care a whole lot about it, but it is what it is. It worked out well.
Yeah, so it's crazy. If you go by Mark's booth at the National, Mark has just a wide variety of stuff to buy. You have high end stuff, you have kind of some middle of the road tickets, and then you have, stacks of tickets that are in that your wife runs. She
The,
operates
com-
that.
the common
Uh,
boxes, yes.
the common boxes, but you know what? You
Oh,
can find some
oh
stuff
yes.
in, yeah, you can find some stuff in Mark's common boxes. I found something last year. Rob Pagan was with me. He found something. I know Sean found a good ticket that he wanted.
Sean's got a good story with that one because he found the ticket. He looked at me and goes, Mark, I've been looking for this ticket for a while, and I think you've got it underpriced. And I think I had it like $25. I said, all right, Sean, give me 35 for it then. And he's like, okay.
Funny. It's funny. So Cleveland this year, Chicago the year before, Atlantic City the year
Yes.
before. So Mark, talk to me. I mean, what's been the best national for you guys?
Well, the last 3 years, since COVID, they've all been kind of the same. AC was probably the best. My wife and I both caught COVID. She caught it like that Saturday, and by Saturday night, I realized I had an issue. So we cut out on Sunday morning. The promoter let us leave. So I lost the whole day, and it was still one of my better shows, I guess, in a sense. Chicago was good. I expect Cleveland to be decent. Um, it's mostly tickets at this point that takes us there.
So Mark, you're based in the Baltimore area. You will drive your stuff to Cleveland this year. I'm assuming, and how many hours does that take you?
Well, this year it'll take us about 6, which is nice. Chicago was like 11 plus with traffic. So we will, cut out of here mid-morning, get there like 4:30, set up the next morning, and then be ready for Wednesday when the show starts.
So you'll set up on Tuesday, and the show will open for kind of like the preview
Right.
to the public Wednesday night. But you'll get some traffic from dealers and from people who have badges and can be in there
Oh yeah,
when others.
you're surprised at how many people are walking around the show late Tuesday afternoon, and you're just trying to get yourself set up so that when you show up on Wednesday, you don't have because Wednesday's a long day. You're there at 8 o'clock, so you don't want to be there Wednesday morning at 8 o'clock and have to do a 12-hour shift. So if you get there like by 10, and you're doing things nice and easy, you get a chance to walk around and look at things. Um, makes it all work. Makes it work.
Yeah. So are you staying by the venue or are you staying in downtown Cleveland?
No,
Do you know yet?
we're by the venue. The National sets us up with a couple of hotels we had to choose from, and we picked one that was, I guess, what they consider the National Hotel. So there'll be a lot of vendors there. I'm guessing it's about a 8 to 10 minute ride to the convention center, which isn't like Chicago where you're right across the street. You can just basically, you know, walk back and forth if you wish. And we're hoping that we have a van that will take us back and forth to the convention center. We don't have to drive it ourselves, but they haven't confirmed that yet with us.
It's kind of crazy, I'm just looking down. I mean, we're literally about 60 days away. I mean,
Yeah, it's
it's
getting
getting
close.
close.
It's funny because last year for Chicago, I was a little bit of a panic. I was like, I didn't have things quite ready, and I just felt it. And this year, the small stuff is done. I still have put cases together and reprice some things, and what's what's more valuable, what's less valuable. What do I want to sell? What don't I want to sell? My rule of thumb is if I take it to Chicago or take it to Cleveland, it's there to be sold. So if I don't want to sell something, I don't take it with me.
It's a good rule.
Yeah,
I've heard some others adopt the Mark Townsend
yeah.
rule. So
If you take it, this. There's a chance you're going to sell it, and I've learned that rule the hard way at times. I mean, everybody has, I'm sure.
yeah, how much in the way of tickets are you buying, Mark, at the National? Are you
You
almost
know,
exclusively selling?
no, I do buy. It's a toughie. You're there to make some money, but when some people walk up with things you want, and you have to pay the price. I know at Chicago last year, had a customer walk up with a whole run of 56 Brooklyn tickets. I mean, he had probably every ticket for every home game, with some doubles. I mean, I guess they had, whatever. I know there were four last game of the 56 season in Brooklyn, which was the year Jackie's last game per se. And he lays them out on my table, and he's all blah 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 blah. And I'm like, my eyes got big. I'm like, we're talking and we're talking. And I say, well, what do you want to do with this? Oh, nothing. I just wanted to show it to you. I'm like, do you maybe sell a couple of them? Just like, no, give me your card. I'll get back with you. And I'm like,
Yeah,
it was nice to see it, but it would have been nice to buy it.
yeah, yeah. And you're a big Dodgers guy, so
Yes, I was born in L.A. And so I was a big LA fan. And when you go back to the history to the Brooklyn, and I love the Brooklyn, the jacket era per se. I can't really chase the 47s because they're gotten pricey. I'm not like some people we know that chases the 47s, but I do
those guys,
those guys. But
those guys that have just made it untouchable for the rest of us peons.
I
Yes, I
do
know.
like, I like the 56s, 57s, the 55s. The 57s I think are underpriced because there's a lot of history that happened in Brooklyn those years with the Roosevelt Stadium and Mays and Aaron and those guys that played at the stadium, Kofax coming in. Yeah, it's that kind of stuff. I have a hard time selling. I'll show you a couple here,
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah, yeah,
like
yeah.
like Sam Musial is the only cycle ticket.
Great ticket.
I think there's been like maybe three of them graded. I sold one, kept one. The ticket that I picked up the national last year uh, was Robinson's last walk-off home run, 5 of 5.
Wow.
It was. I knew it was a home run ticket. I had no idea it was a walk-off. Um, Roosevelt Stadium, Mays home run ticket. The only home run that ever got hit out of Roosevelt Park. Um, he popped it, and this was one that's like not in the Jackie era, but I just fell upon it. It was who is it? It's Fox's last game, last hit. Um, things like that in Brooklyn. You see all that stuff. It's like the history that's there. Uh, I love it.
Those tickets look really like in great shape. I
I
mean, everyone's commenting they're beautiful. They look great.
I try when I collect and when I buy to sell to buy things that are on the upper end grade wise. Um, I try to stay away from stuff that's scrapbook or stuff that's unless it's like one of one, and you're not going to find another one. In which case, yeah, you got to play with it. But if there's something like World Series tickets where there's like the Larson home run, the perfect game ticket, and there's a ton of them out there. I'd rather play with the threes, the fours, and the fives than the authentics and the ones
Yeah,
per se. So
yeah,
when you buy, if you're buying for me, you're buying things that are more on the higher end.
yeah. I hear you. So let me ask you this, Mark. I mean, you sell a lot, and we know that we always see at the National, and you're one of these perennial dealers at the National. But you're also a big collector too. Am I
Yes.
correct?
I do collect Brooklyn. I collect Orioles things because I'm in the Baltimore area. I'm a big Ravens fan. I've been a Ravens season ticket holder since day one. So I own right now every Ravens home game ticket that's been played. When they stopped printing tickets in 18, I went to the Ravens and gave them my age and my old handicap, and they've been printing for me ever since. Just one ticket that I will have at the National this year, because I got two of them, is Stroud's debut ticket.
Wow.
It's a PSA 9 if you can't read it up top. And it's also got, it'll have my name on the ticket stub because it's my ticket. So I'll have that with me. When Lamar Jackson had his debut with Josh Allen, I had two tickets for that. And it rained really bad that series. And I got home with programs that were trashed because they were soaked because my water bag wasn't good. I pulled my tickets out of my sleeve and they were soaked. And I'm like, my eyes got really big. I'm like, oh my gosh. So I pulled them out, separated them. They dried. I gave them to PSA to authenticate, and they did. But that was, you know, so yeah, I've got one of everything that's been printed so far.
Wow, that's amazing. So your real focus though for your collecting and even what you sell is primarily vintage baseball, correct?
Yes, I do have some football, a little bit of basketball. I had some boxing. I've kind of lost most of that. Um, it's what catches my eye. I figure what catches my eye will catch other people's eye. So, and my knowledge, like hockey, I've got no real knowledge of hockey. So for me to play with a lot of that, and basketball, sort of the same way. Um, I will show you one ticket. I look at the show and tells here. So I saw one of these sold on eBay the other day, and so I thought I'd bring it out of the vault and just let everybody look at it. This is Ripken's debut, PSA 8. It's a one of one. It's the only one. I think there's 1/7 behind it. I pulled it out of the vault just no hockey either. I'm sorry, Brady time line, but it was well, it was I bought this. This is probably back in 2008, maybe 2007, when you can pick up debut tickets, and you didn't really even think of them as debut tickets that much. For Ripken, it was all about his street ticket. That was what everybody was looking for, and that's a tough ticket to find. I've yet to find one per se. So
So is that debut coming with you to
you
Cleveland?
know, I'm pondering that one, but
Well, you know the Townsend rule, Mark.
I
If
know,
it comes,
but
it's for sale.
if it comes, it's coming with a price on it. But I I so one of the questions you could ask me is what ticket do I wish I never sold?
Yes, what ticket is the one you never? I know this answer, but I'll
I
let you tell
know,
the story. I know
I
the answer,
know.
but go ahead.
I had this ticket for a while, an Ernie Banks debut ticket. It was autographed and it was slabbed. I bought it authentic when I bought it, and I sent it back to PSA because it looked nice. And they gave me, I think it was a 4 on it. And I put it in my collection, and I thought about it, and I stuck it on my website with a big price for the time. I mean, this was back pre-COVID, probably 2011,
Give,
2012.
give me an idea. I've never heard the price. Like, what was the price on the
On
website?
the
Do
website,
you remember?
I had it 8,000,
Okay.
and at the time, a Mantle would debut ticket would run you maybe 4. So I had it because it was a one of one. I knew what it was. Um, and I had a lot of people come after me for it, offer me 2K, 2,500, and I thanked them. But I had one customer that was consistent. And one day he knew I was going to be in Cleveland, and he said, I'd like to meet you for lunch. And I said, all right, we'll meet. So we sat down with the wife. My wife was there, and we starts talking. And he throws a number at me. I'm like, I appreciate it, And he throws another number at me, and I'm like, well, I appreciate it. And he throws another number at me, and I looked at him and said, you blank blank. I said, you're going to buy this thing, aren't you? He goes, yep. So we
Yeah.
came to an agreement, and he bought it. And I told him as soon as the handshake hit, I said, I'm already having seller's remorse. And to this day, you know.
Yeah.
But he was a good guy, you know. I'm glad he got it. And
You know, I know who it is. We'll keep his
yeah,
name out of it, but if it belongs in someone's
exactly.
collection,
I,
it belongs in his collection.
I know, I know. He sleeps with it under his pillow. He told me so.
Well, let's hope he does.
One moment though, I have to do this just because this is my trade for.
Is that watermelon or strawberry or what is it?
Well, being a Tuesday night, it's just a house margarita I made.
Hmm.
That's the watermelon's out of season right now, so but there we
Just a
go.
house margarita.
Yeah,
Salt, no salt,
no,
or
no salt, but it's pretty tasty.
so so the Ripkins come in. I don't want to. We're not. We don't talk prices, but with Mark until he gets to the national. But if that comes, it's going to have a lofty price on it, but it will potentially be for sale.
If I bring it, it's for sale. I mean, um, another question I know you asked some folks is stubs or fulls.
Yeah.
So, so this is a nice stub.
Wait. What is it? What is it? I can't see.
This is a Ripken first hit stub,
Yeah.
PSA 7, and this is a nice full Ripken full hit ticket, PSA 7.
Wow.
So,
Wow.
so one of them's coming to the national with me. I'm just not sure which one. So whichever one shows, you know my answer.
Well, we'll all kind of hold our breath and see what we see. This year, you know, I got there last year, Mark, on Tuesday afternoon to
Mhm,
the National,
mhm,
and I stayed through Sunday. And I went with my buddy Rob. Rob's a good guy. You know, I know you met Rob out in Chicago
mhm.
too, and it was just a long time to
Yeah.
be there. So this year, you know, we're going to take the early flights in from Fort Lauderdale. We're going to get there early Wednesday, and we're actually going to leave Sunday morning. We're not going to stay through Sunday. Try to kind of condense it by 2 days, day and a half, just because it was a lot last year. I mean, it was just a long time to be
You,
away.
you can do that. I mean, it's if when I go to the national, if I'm not setting up, you know, I'd get there on a Wednesday, and Saturday's probably sometime during the day is the day I would leave. I mean, I wouldn't stay for. There's only so much you can look at, and you can do it all in a few days, walking the whole thing. I mean, it's nice the people you meet and you talk to, and some of the friends you get to see, which is kind of part of what it's all about. So we enjoy that. Um,
What's what's the best day for you sales wise?
it's a tough. I tell you what's the worst day is Sundays,
Really?
and, and maybe Saturdays. Saturdays can be when you do some trade shows. Saturdays are days people are just looking and autographs. Um, probably for us Wednesday, Thursday, Friday will be the biggies. Um, and then you never know. I get some dealers that on Sunday, if they're having good shows, they've already know what I have, and they'll come back looking for it. And sometimes it'll still be there, sometimes it won't. It's how it
Other
works.
than the Banks debut, what's been some of your biggest sales as a dealer at the National over the years?
Hmm. Well, I did sell a Brown ticket through the National, but it wasn't at the National.
Right.
A Jim Brown debut ticket. Um, that's I sold a Ripken debut a while back. It was a major trade with a couple of folks that wanted things, so we kind of made the deal happen at the National. Uh, it's hard to say, besides that, there's just so many little odds and ends. What was big and what wasn't big.
Let me ask you this, Mark. I mean, knowing kind of what we know about you, you've been doing this for so long, 20 plus years, you know, the evolution of tickets. Is it hard for you? I mean, obviously you're happy, you're seeing the tickets becoming more mainstream, but as someone who used to buy these tickets for kind of next to nothing, you know, is it really hard for you now to pay some of those prices
Yes,
because you know everything's so high
it,
relative to when you used
it's
to do it?
it's
Hold on one
gotten
second. I'm
to
gonna move this
yep.
little kitten for a second. Go ahead, Mark.
Well, while you're gone, I'll just sip on this margarita a little longer.
I don't want him crying while
That's
we're
all right. I
while we're
understand.
talking. So.
I got a dog that whines. Um, yeah, the prices, it's the market on tickets has gotten a little crazy. Um, Back in the day when you could buy on the internet, um, probably before PSA started grading tickets, which I think was around '03. Um, it was just a niche in the market. And if it was a niche, I would do Chantilly Show, which is a Northern Virginia card show that was in this area. They'd have it 3 or 4 times a year. They were used to be the Tough Stuff Show, which was in Richmond. Um, we would do that show, and I'd have to sell a lot of cards just to make it worthwhile. But when PSA started grading cards, a lot of the card market people started looking at it, going, and there's a lot of money in the card markets, and they got involved, and the prices started to climb and started to climb, and it got to where now, and some people are really, would put prices out there. They're a little out there, I guess is the right word.
Yeah.
But then all of a sudden, people started paying it, and it's like there was a time when the 60 Game 7 World Series ticket, Mazeroski's home run ticket, I could get those in the 3 or 4 for, 200-300 bucks a pop. So
Yep.
I'd sell them, and I had no problem in selling them. And then I sold one time, and all of a sudden I couldn't find it for, and now I can find it, but not in that kind of grade anymore.
Yeah.
The market is absorbing a lot of the high end stuff. Um, and it's baseball is really happening with the old stuff. Um, I've been dealing with a little bit with concert tickets. There's a lot of it out there. Um, some of it's been absorbed, some Beatles tickets. Um, but it's probably where sports was 20 years ago. So we'll
Wow.
we'll see if that doesn't if if the people or the that collected that stuff when they were kids, if it doesn't come back.
Yeah.
Um,
It may.
Speaking of that, so I'll tell you another little story. I guess you're going.
Okay. Here we
So,
go.
so when I was a youngster, young, like 20 something, early 20s, maybe 20, there's a pavilion next to it. It's a Meriwether Post. They'd bring in all the big people. I mean, Hendrix, Joplin, they all showed up there. Um, I was at a lake 5 minutes away, walking distance, and I heard Sinatra was playing there. And I'm got the long hair, I'm what you look like in the early mid 70s. And I said, well, damn, I'd like to see him. So I told my buddies, I said, I'll be back. So I go over to Meriwether, and I get behind. I hope Meriwether's not watching this. I get behind the pavilion, and they had two double barbed wire fences. I jumped them, boom, boom, boom. And I get in. Now I tore my shirt on the second barbed wire. But I get in, I walk in, I got my cutoffs on. I'm like 5 rows from the stage on the left wing because I came in from behind the pavilion. So I watched the show, and I got the last third of the show. So I heard him sing My Way and the whole bit. As we're walking out, I look to the ground, and I see a ticket stub.
Wow. And there it
I,
is.
I pick it up, and when I picked it up and I walked out of the place with in my pocket, I thought, damn, I'm collecting
Yeah.
tickets. And that was the first thing that hit my thought was, why did I pick the ticket stub up? Because I needed to show that I was here.
Yeah.
And that was the beginning. I think when I think about myself, one other thing I got to tell you before.
Sure, sure.
So, um, many moons ago, about the same time period, I was single at the time. I just broke up with a girlfriend, and I had an extra ticket for the Grateful Dead. And I had this one girl I was eyeing. She was on the back of a Volkswagen bus with two of her friends. I had a field party. So I get on the bus and I walk to the back of the bus, and they're back there doing what we did back in the 70s. And I'm like, pick, looked at her and asked her, "Hey, Linda, would you like to, go out with me to see the Dead?" And she goes, "Yes." I will. I'll walk out, and she gave me her number. I remembered it, and so it's been 40 some years later, we're still, yeah, 47 years later. But yeah, that was, the ticket stub is there. And this is the ticket stub that I will never sell. I mean,
This
can't sell that.
this is you and your wife going to see the dead.
The dead. First date. Yeah.
Oh, oh my! That's the greatest story ever.
That's the first date. And it was, and it was, yeah, it was, and so we've been hanging. And I said, as long as she keeps feeding me margaritas, we're good to go.
Well, those were two great stories, Mark. Sinatra and the Dead. I love it. Let's run the gauntlet a little bit, Mark, and then we'll get you
Shoot.
out of here like we kind of do. We always start with, stub or full. So what's your pick?
Well, it's probably full. Stub's easier to maintain and to stack. But, when you look at a full and you look at a stub, it's probably the full.
Okay, good. PSA, Beckett, or no slab at
Uh,
all?
that's got to be PSA. I've done some Beckett, done some SGC. Um, Beckett is just the print's too small. The grading's different. You got to be consistent with what the markets has at this point. So PSA.
Debuts or moments?
A debut is a moment. Uh, that's the way I look at it. A debut is a moment. I love moments. I love debuts as well. So I'm gonna call it a toss up.
Okay, that's fine. I've heard a couple of people go that way, and I'll accept it. PSA 10 ticket or a PSA Pop 1 ticket?
Top one.
Yeah, rarity. Everyone wants that.
Yes.
So, which would you rather have, a Sandy Kofax debut or a Don Drysdale debut?
Oh well. I mean, I'm going to take the Kofax, but I do collect Drysdales. I mean, at one point I was trying to get all those win tickets, and I got a good bit, but then I thought, well, maybe I'll just try to get all those home run tickets, and I got a good bit, but I just like you just don't think you're ever going to get there. So I got a good bit of Kofaxes too, but I don't have his debut or his first
Yeah.
win. So
What do you think are better investments, Mantle home run tickets or Kofax win tickets?
I think the way the market is right now, maybe early Kofax win tickets. Mantle, is 100, 200, 300. Of course, they're going to have some value. But if you're going for like a Mantle 45th home run ticket compared to Kofax 13th win ticket, I think it might be Kofax.
Wow. Okay. Um, knowing that you've been a dealer and set up at 10 nationals, best location for the
Best location? Probably Chicago. I mean, I thought about that for a while. It's more central. It's a pain in the ass for me to get to. But I like the location. I like the convention center. I like there's just a lot of things around it compared to um, Cleveland. I think we're going to be like out a bit in the loonies. There's not a whole lot of bit about us. And I know there's going to be a little bit of a ticket convention gathering on a Friday night. And I think talking about starting at 6 o'clock. Well,
Yep.
the National doesn't end till 6. So by the time I get out of the National, back to the hotel, then into Cleveland, I'm not there till 7:15, 7:20 at the earliest, I'm guessing. So it may be something I'm going to have to miss this year, unfortunately.
Well, I hope you don't miss it. We'll save you a beer. Beer is on me if you show, Mr. Townsend. I hope that you do. Do you have your booth number yet? Do you have all your
I do.
information yet?
It's booth number 1045. I think I'm on. If you walk in the front door, I'm to the right up there. But yeah, they should give you a pamphlet when you get into the show, telling you where everything is. Um, we are we're looking forward to it. We're looking forward to meeting the people that are there. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, it is going to be fun. I got to tell you, everyone who's watching, you must go to Mark's booth. He's tickets from the past. He's got an unbelievable setup at the National. He's got a ton of ticket knowledge. He's got stuff at all price points. I always write down all the booths of the guys who are fully dedicated to tickets, and I'm going to write down already in my phone booth 1045. It's always one of the booths that I check out first. I like to spend my money quick with Mark. Mark always gets me right off the beginning. And
We like
well,
that.
no, we'll see what else you bring, Mark. I
I,
hope you bring some goodies.
I plan on bringing a few. It's got to make it worth my while to go, so I got to bring some things. So I look for Howard. I appreciate you having me on here tonight, and to everybody I know, I say hi. Hope to see you at the National, and
Yeah,
y'all have a good
yeah, we'll
night.
see you soon. See you in about 60 days, Mark. Be well.
Take care. Bye
All
bye.
right, see you. Take care. Bye bye.